Hey everybody, this is Joshua of Hello Auto Group, and we have an exciting video for you today. We're going to be comparing two Miatas, but they're about 25 years apart. Over here we have our 1999 Mazda Miata, and over here we have our 2024 Mazda Miata. Let's see exactly how far Mazda has come in the last 25 years. Let's get into it. So when comparing the front exterior between these two Mazda Miatas, we can see that the old one looks a lot more round and vintage, whereas the new one looks very modern and refined. The Mazda logo badges are very different on these two, with the 1999 Mazda Miata having a small logo and the 2024 Mazda Miata having a bigger logo. The headlights are also very different, with the old Mazda Miata having these big round headlights and the new Mazda Miata having these sharp LED headlights. Both have the still smiling grille that the Miata is well known for. However, in the new Mazda Miata, we can actually see the grille that's visible over here, whereas the old Mazda Miata does not have a visible grille. Overall, both cars still look pretty much the same when you look at the overall layout. However, the old Mazda Miata, like I said, is more round, and the new one has a lot more of a sharp, refined look. Both of these cars still look like roadsters, and both of them are still very fun to drive. Now looking over here in the rear area of the 1999 Mazda Miata, we can see that it's very curvy and round. We have these nice retro headlights over here, a Mazda logo badge, another Mazda logo badge, a third brake light on the trunk lid. We have our gas cap over here on the top quarter panel, and we have our antenna over here back on the right. Now over here in the trunk area of the 2024 Mazda Miata, we see a lot more of a refined look with sharp edges, a bigger Mazda logo badge, two different Mazda logo badges, these cool new modern headlights that are round over here and they go straight across the sides. We have our gas cap on the lower quarter panel as opposed to the upper quarter panel. And we do have our antenna on the opposite side now, with a third brake light being on top of the trunk as opposed to the rear area of the trunk. Now when comparing the aesthetics of these two engine bays, they're very similar in various ways. For starters, the engine's pretty much in the center for both of these cars, and our brake master cylinder is on the back right side for both of these cars. Now in terms of differences, one of the biggest is going to be the horsepower. We have 140 horsepower on the 1999 Mazda Miata and 180 horsepower in the 2024 Mazda Miata. Now both cars feel very fun to drive and are very fast, but obviously the new Miata is going to be a lot faster. Both cars are 1.8 liters and both of them are 4 cylinders. So Mazda has kept a very similar platform over on the Miata, but has upgraded the speed, the way you could tune it, and various other things with this car. But both cars are very fun to drive, both feel very fast, and honestly, I love driving both of them. Now in terms of converting the 1999 Mazda Miata, it's pretty simple. You have one clip on each side, you undo the two, and you push up. That's really all there is to it, and surprisingly enough, Mazda kept the same idea in the 2024 Mazda Miata. Now in order to convert the 2024 Mazda Miata, it's pretty simple. You go ahead and hop inside, you press a button in the middle, pull back on this clip, and you're converted. It's even simpler than the 1999 Mazda Miata, which is interesting because they were able to make it very easy and very simple for the driver to do it with just one hand. Now over here in the interior of the 1999 Mazda Miata, we have a bunch of space and it's very, very comfortable. Now the Mazda Miata that we have here from 1999 is actually only has about 48,000 miles, which is insane. This car has been well taken care of and it's been preserved, and we have it here available at Hello Mazda Valencia. Now looking around the interior, you can still see that retro look to it. You have a CD player over here in the middle, which is pretty cool to see. And overall, we have a very simple design inside. We have our gauge cluster, our nice old steering wheel, a short shifter over here in the middle, these cool little AC vents that are round and they go around all the front. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You know, these cars back then were very simple to make, very simple to use, and they didn't have too many bells and whistles. Overall, I love it in here, it's very comfortable, and I want to see how it compares to the new Mazda Miata 25 years later. Now over here in the front of the 2024 Mazda Miata, we have a bunch of, if not more legroom than we did in the old Miata. Now we have various upgrades in here, such as two-way adjustable seats, upgraded and more comfortable bucket seats, various buttons over here on the steering wheel that can control your music or phone calls, a mixture of a digital and analog gauge cluster, an 8.8-inch infotainment display with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now that's actually controllable over here in the center console with this button over here. We have two built-in USB-C ports, which is really nice. What I really love is how they've paid homage to the old Miatas by keeping the similar AC style vents. It's really nice, it's really cool to see, and it just shows that Mazda cares about their enthusiasts. Now we have a 6-speed manual transmission as opposed to a 5-speed manual transmission, with the reverse being on the top left as opposed to being on the bottom right on the old Miata. Our e-brake has been moved to the center console. We have two cup holders over here that are very convenient. And overall, we just have a very modern look in here. But they still keep the same layout of the Miata, so it's really cool. Both cars are similar, yet they're so different. Mazda has done so much to upgrade this car over the last 25 years, and I think that they're just going to keep doing amazing things with it. Now over here in the trunk area of the 1999 Mazda Miata, we have a good amount of space from left to right, but not as much from top to bottom. And that's mostly because if you pick up this flap over here, we have this neat spare tire that's made by Toyo. We also have our battery over here in the trunk, which is different in the 2024 Mazda Miata, where we actually have the battery in the front. Overall, there's a good amount of space back here, and honestly I'm surprised at how much space there is, especially with such a small and such an old car. Now over here in the trunk of the 2024 Mazda Miata, we have a lot more space from top to bottom, but not as much from left to right, which is very interesting. But that's because Mazda does not have a spare tire over here in the 2024 Mazda Miata. They do, however, include a roadside assistance kit in case you're ever stuck in an emergency. Now, when you buy these cars, you have to consider that you're not buying a Miata to carry a bunch of things, right? This is for a fun road trip, to carry a few duffel bags, to get around in a fun manner. Honestly though, I love the space that both of these cars have in the trunk. It's surprising for how small they are, and honestly, you can make great use of it. So after everything we went through today, comparing the 1999 Mazda Miata to the 2024 Mazda Miata, which one do you prefer? And do you think Mazda has come very far in the last 25 years? Let us know down in the comments, and let us know if you have any other video ideas for car comparisons or car reviews. Thanks for watching.